The Return of a Wolf. Once upon a time, a mother and son lived in a house in a mountain. The two of them were very poor, so both mother and son have to work every day. One day in the middle of the night, my mother was suffering from a sudden illness. The doctor is only in the village across the mountain. And there are a lot of wooders in the mountains, so no one tries to go out at night. But my son went out with all his heart to cure his mother's illness. Please, oh wolf, please don't come out. My son hurried along the mountain road while working to God, but after all the wolf came out. My son, who was caught with red eyes by a big wolf. Wolves, just for now, please don't eat me. My mother is suffering from illness. I have to bring a doctor. So, I'm dead. Let me go. I said, but the wolf is coming closer. Please, if you bring a doctor, I'm sure he'll come to eat you. My son was crying, but the wolf is getting closer and closer. When the wolf's breath fell on his face, my son closed his eyes and prepared to be eaten by the wolf. But the wolf doesn't bite me. Oh, could it be that you missed it? When my son slowly opens his eyes, the wolf is still in front of me. Wah! My son closed his eyes again, but the wolf is still on the spot. What's wrong? Why don't you bite? Is there anything you want to say? When my son, who was wondering, was looking at the wolf was strange. I keep my tongue out and keep my mouth wide open, and I keep my head down and up again and again. Hello, he seems to be answering for something in his mouth. When my son looked into the wolf's mouth, there was something that glowed. Oh, a bone is stuck in your throat. My son put his hand in the wolf's throat and pulled out the bone that was stuck in it. Then the wolf bowed his head over and over again and left as it was. My son managed to go to the doctor's house safely, but the doctor was afraid of the wolf and wouldn't try to go out. So my son only got medicine and hurried back to the mountain road. Then, this time, as many as 4 or 50 Zen came to my son and pointed a sharp kibba at my son. Oh, I can't do it this time, Mum. Sorry. When my son made up his mind, a big wolf suddenly jumped in and swayed at the surrounding wolf. Then the loves surrounding my son went somewhere all at once. This big wolf was a wolf that my son pulled out a bone a while ago, and he was a wolf general. My son was able to go home safely while being protected by the wolf general. The next morning, when my son tries to leave the house, prey such as wild boars, rabbits and pheasants are piled up in front of the house. My son went to sell it to the village at the foot of the foot, and he was able to get a lot of money. Also, my mother's illness completely improved, so the two of them were able to live happily. The end.